Hey everybody, it's Cindy over at paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I'm excited. It's a little later than I was hoping, but I finally got finished with it and it's ready. And it is currently up in my shop. This is Time Forgotten. And I created it alongside with Time Lost. And they are not interchangeable, but they're mixable. So you can mix and match pages from the two kits and the ephemera from the two kits, and they'll sort of tie in together. So if you are looking at this kit or you like this kit, then keep that in mind. And maybe if you want an extra little bit of variety, go check out the Time Lost kit also. So I thought we would do a quick flip through. As I said, this is Time Forgotten. And as always, I have done landscape pages. I have done the tall, narrow pages, and I have done an ephemera kit. So let's get started on looking at the pages. In this particular instance, the tall, narrows and the landscapes are a little bit different. Funny story, I actually created the tall, narrows first, which isn't normally what I do. Normally I open up and I create the wide ones first, and then I fit it to the tall, narrow. And my thought process originally had been that Time Lost and Time Forgotten were going to be, I was going to take the tall, narrow pages and make one this half and the other this half. Well, that didn't work out because this and this, the ratio is off and it was messing up and I couldn't get it to work. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to make two separate kits. So I took the tall narrows and I created landscapes. In this particular kit, they will look a little different. It'll be little things like, for instance, this one's flipped. But when you go throughout it, sometimes just it looked better if I made a few minor changes here and there. But here we go. So in this kit, you will get 18 landscape pages. There are these that are, I call them simpler. They're a little more simple as far as collage goes, and they are lighter. So I don't necessarily know that they're writing space, but for some of them, they may be. So this is the first of the simple kind of background-ish pages. Okay, and there's a lot of the purples and grays, browns. The wallpaper, I was going for that old abandoned house, like a haunted house kind of a feel with the old Victorian style wallpapers. I did bring out several of my wallpaper backgrounds. This one was giving me a fit because whenever I got the image flattened out and ready, it was making these little panels. This particular background was, and at first I didn't like them, but then it reminded me of those old wooden walls that you see that are like a sunken in panel with a square, and they just go across the wall like that in squares. I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about, but that's what it reminded me of. So I was like, when I looked at it and that's what I saw, I was like, actually that's not bad. So this is I don't know how many wallpaper backgrounds I ended up using. Oh, I don't want to get these. This is going to sound weird to you, but I don't want to get these out of order. Like it matters. Okay. I did put the moths in again. In this one, I added some florals for some accents. These are a little more, like Time Lost was more scenery, I guess you'd say. These are more collage oriented. So it's like you have the wallpaper as the backdrop and then it's kind of abstract collage over top. So you will see some ghosts again. And of course the clocks are back. So like I said, these kits can be used together, or you can mix and match pages and make two journals, mixing the pages up from each kit, which who knows, when I decide to finally do this, I may do that. Mix and match for the tall, narrow, and then do two separates for the, I don't know. I have to see how it goes. But so here's that wallpaper again that does the panels. Some of them you couldn't tell, but some of them you could. So here's a different wallpaper pattern that I have. And here's yet another one. I had fun with the wallpaper patterns. Okay, and then that's the 9 kind of lighter pages. And then we have these, and you'll see the bats are back. See, these are a little more bright. There's more elements on these pages. So you've got the mirror, the bats are darker. They don't sit in the background quite as much. The background paper is a little bit darker. And then there's more splatters and stuff on these. Here we have a graveyard in this one. Sorry, I was having trouble getting hold of the... Okay, and here's that background that makes the panels again. And here we have a ghost mirror. Here we brought in some of those houses, those abandoned, well, this one's lit, so I guess not abandoned, but kind of the haunted, old Victorian kind of a house. And here's, again, this symbolism of the stairway going to something. This is Gothic arches. And like I said, all of them have some sort of a wallpaper backdrop. You'll see her. She showed up in the Time Lost kit. She's in a different frame here, but she was in that kit. Here, this house is more abandoned. No lit windows. No, none of that. And then here we have another one. This symbol of an eye, kind of. I was just going for, spooky, collage-y. So these are much more, I mean, the other ones weren't exactly not semi-abstract, but these ones I felt were much more abstract. Okay, and that's the last of the landscape pages. Okay, and then we have, these are the tall, narrow pages. So again, you're going to see them. They're going to be a little bit different. Here's the bats. And here we have the one with the skull and flowers. And here's our ghost. As you can see, I don't know if you remember, the ghost was over here on this one. So, I mean, I just had to rearrange as best I could. Some of them I went back and tried to meet that fold it in the middle kind of an idea so that the ghost makes one side and then this side is kind of just the time. I don't know that I did it with all of them, just because it was harder for this on this kit. Actually, for both of the kits, because the other one was harder to try and split it also. But I've noticed a lot of the kits that I really, really like, that I haven't bought them yet, but I want to and make journals out of them. They don't necessarily go for a midline so that you get picture on one side and picture on the other. So, I mean... Okay, and here we have the ghost again, and down here there's a negative of a skull in the background. This, again, was... And you'll see I tried to turn the... That was one thing I had to keep going and doing, was readjusting the wallpaper to make sure it was in the right direction. Because when I would turn the panel, the wallpaper would turn with it and it would be sideways. I was like, nobody puts wallpaper on their wall like that. So I had to fix it. But anyway. Okay, so we have these. And like I said, I felt like a tall, narrow... This one is actually very much everything on one side. So when you fold this one in half, that's all wallpaper for the most part, and all your decoration is on the one side. Okay. And then that, I think, is the last. Yeah, and then we head into the normal pages with all the extra stuff. Another thing that you'll notice is sometimes the tall, narrow pages, the way the clocks are blended with the background or whatever was changed, just because I liked the way it looked better based on how compact everything was. So we have that one. And then here's our graveyard again. And we have the ghost with the mirror. Here's our spooky house, but with lights on, so not necessarily abandoned. Okay, and here's our stairs with the archway. We were able to get that, you know, in here again. I had to make some adjustments for how they fit together, but I was able to get them in. And then here's our lady in the mirror. Okay, and here's one of the abandoned houses. And another one with the eye watching. And then here we have the skull, or the half skull, that takes up. And then you've got the graveyard with the mausoleum looking building in the background here. This one was one of the ones that is very prominent as far as a change in the clocks. This was one of the ones that I did that with. So in this kit, you can see that the Roman numeral clocks are different. But it's just, again, it was a aesthetic point of view from the way I had to put them all together and make them fit. And then I liked it better if it blended differently. Okay, and here's the ephemera kit. So the ephemera kit for this one it's a little bit different. I feel like I make different things or different amounts of things for the different kits. For this one, I did 2 bookmark pages. I don't remember if I've done 2 bookmark pages in the past, but in this one I did bookmark pages. The funny thing about this was it was all flying things from my kit. I don't know. That's what it ended up being. And then this was just random snippets from different pages for bookmarks or cards or whatever you want to. I mean, considering that they're all just kind of collage pages, if you wanted to cut that and make it a card, you know, I mean, you do whatever you want with them, right? And then just one page of large tags in this kit. Okay, and then we have a thing of fussy cut images. Again, we have frames and mirrors with different things in them. This time we did the bats. This is the image from the skull's eye on the one page and one of the moths. And then we have the ghost in this mirror. This is the skull depicted on the page with the graveyard. And I just kind of put him in place of a moon, kind of an idea. I tried to make these relatively easy to cut out. Of course, there are some spindlies on the mirrors, which I guess you can choose to cut out or cut around or whatever. And then for this kit, I also did a page of fussy cuts of the florals that were in the kit and some clocks. So I thought it would be good to have these to play with on your pages or, you know, whatever. I did do some pockets. So I have pockets with images from the kit. One with a V and one with a scoop. And then we have small tags and a few more fussy cuts. I colored the moths with some colors that fit with the kit. And then we have the raven here. Because if you go back and look, you've got that image of the woman in the mirror. There's a raven on top of her mirror. So I brought a raven in for fussy cutting. Okay, and then we have our ever-present washi. So this is from the paler, simpler pages. And this time, instead of getting extras from, or multiples from some of the pages, I decided to make a couple of ATC cards. So you've got washi and some ATC cards from the simple background pages. And then you've got washi and ATC cards from the more vibrant pages. Okay. And then, let me make sure that was everything. I have an extra blank piece of paper in there. So 2 pages of bookmarks, a page of large tags. I'm going to reorder these while we're sitting here. A page of small tags with some fussy cuts. some mirror frame fussy cuts, some floral clock fussy cuts, the pockets, and 2 washi and ATC cards. Yes, I believe that is everything. So this should be 9 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is. Okay. So the ephemera kit is 9 pages of ephemera. And as I said before, these ephemera kits, just like the rest of it, if you wanted to get one of the kits and both of the ephemera kits, because it offers you more variety of stuff to put in, the kits should be able to intermingle. They have very similar colors, very similar theme images, and I did that on purpose. So I hope you like this kit, and I hope you guys will go over to my shop and give one of my kits a try and make something and let me know how it goes. And I will see you guys with the next kit. Bye-bye.